Will AI exacerbate the massive effects between big and small companies?
Yes, I think you are very correct in the sense that if you want to develop your own in-house built language models, then you need a lot of resources that most companies do not have. And this is why it gives unfair advantage to the companies who have huge resources like Microsoft or Google or Apple or Baidu or Alibaba. And these companies are already pouring in millions and millions of dollars to develop faster and more comprehensive language models. But one thing you might want to understand is that just because you're developing a bigger model does not necessarily mean that it's going to perform well, because the larger the model, the more general that is. Smaller the model, the more specific that is to the data that you are training it on. So in that regard, small companies can use data specific to their field and their needs, and that might perform the same way or even better in many cases than the large language models. Now, the Matthew effect here refers to the capacity of companies that have huge resources before a technology arrives, and that can build upon that resource and ecosystem to develop their products and promote their products. Microsoft has a huge customer base across the globe, and they gain a lot of user adoption, and that user adoption in turn will improve their product. A lot of companies do not have this liberty. So what small companies can do at the moment is, if they have a certain use case, that they can use open source models that are available and are alternative to OpenAI's model, and like Falcon 40 billion parameter model that I have just referred to. And you can also go on Hugging Face and find different other models that are more conducive to needs for the small and medium enterprise. But in the end, you must remember that the models are not smart, and you have to fine tune them to your own use case. No one model would be the answer for any specific company. This is one way to actually address one of these problems is by fine tuning the models. And this is done by training the model on your own data before you actually use that. And I think the future of this technology is by using the open source models and then fine tuning the models on your own data.
What form of AI deployment is most suitable for different types of enterprises?
There are a number of key decisions to make before you actually can answer this question. What I mean is that it depends on the amount of resources that an organization has, the capacity, and the stage at which it is. So, for example, if you're a huge corporation with a lot of resources, you can train your own model. You can have an in-house team of data scientists and machine learning engineers that would help you to develop your in-house model. And that might be a good solution for you. For other companies, it's better to have the API access and to build services and products built upon the ChatGPT. And for other companies, there might not be a good use case for using these models at all. So, for example, 90% of AI initiatives never make it to production, and they fail because a lot of companies, because of the hype and frenzy, want to adopt AI, but there is no use case that would actually impact productivity of a company or even profits. So just because other people are doing that, you don't have to necessarily do that. So you have to be very particular about your own needs and how does it align with your growth strategy. If they are not aligned, then you are only wasting the money. And AI seems to be very expensive experiment to do.